Hey, what is going on, crypto people? So listen, crypto Twitter had a field day with a screenshot that said the XRP Ledger only generated $149 in fees over 24 hours while processing 1.8 million transactions. Everyone was like, see, no fees, no revenue. This chain is dead. But if you actually understand what the XRPL was built for, fast settlement, pennies for fees, and now DeFi and yield on Flare, then that screenshot is not bearish at all. It's literally the design goal. In this video, I'm going to break down why $149 in fees is bullish for institutions, how the XRPL and Flare networks are quietly building a two-layer architecture, settlement core plus a yield engine, and what that means for XRP holders, FLR holders, validators, and banks that might be waiting on the sidelines. We're going to get into it today. What's going on, I-Man? Appreciate you checking in, sir. Finn's in the building. What's up, Finn? How are you, Finn? How are you, my friend? Appreciate you being here. Life is good. Life is good. God is good. Got to tell you, interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is a digital asset space. Interesting time for sure. Look, I'm not going to be on here very, very long, 20 minutes or so, but I came across this thing, this post, and I was like, what's wrong with this guy? What, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? $149 only. He said the XRPL Ledger did a $1.8 million in 1.8 million transactions in 24 hours and only got a whopping $149 in fees. Didn't David just cover this when he was when he absolutely schooled the guy from Bannock? Like, didn't David just cover this? What are we here for? Like, holy mo, we're gonna get into it. So I had a little back and forth with my partner, my business partner, ChatGPT, on this very thing. Like, it kind of started with this post here from David, and then I went a little further. So let me share this post from David and why I just recently posted or commented underneath this post from David. Right. So David is responding to head of engineering at Ripple X Dev. Okay. J.io Akinyele. He talks about the XRP Ledger was created in 2012. The world of blockchain has changed many, many times over since then. My own thoughts on governance and consensus models have evolved. I've been mulling over how XRP is used in DeFi, both organically with apps and protocols like Flare, More Markets, Axelar, Doppler, etc., and natively on chain. With programmability initiatives and smart contracts discussions underway, it seemed like a good time for us to also discuss what other DeFi capabilities natively could look like. I think what he's saying is he's open to listening. And I think that's important. But I would caution 10,000 every day of the week and twice on Sunday to take caution in staking on the XRPL or trying to do some form of staking on the XRPL. I would take some big time caution with that. So for me, there are a couple of groups to consider in the XRPL ecosystem. Or maybe there's three. Maybe there's the infra people, the UNLs and the DUNLs. And maybe it's the institutions, and then maybe it's retail. Right? Those considerations, right? I do not think currently that we should be focusing on these staking things for the XRPL, especially because We want to get validators and UNLs and all UNLs, DUNLs, whatever, paid. Um, I think we have to be really, really careful, especially now. Most of the validators, right? Remember when people had to walk away from being validators. They couldn't come out of pocket any longer, right? Remember those days? I remember those days. You had two, three walk away, couldn't, kind of couldn't keep the upkeep. They didn't have any other kind of business model, no other revenue streams. And yeah, I remember those times. I think we need to take caution with staking on the XRPL now because the vast majority of people in the XRPL ecosystem can now earn yield, can now make money on their XRP. That includes these validators. Or before we didn't have that, but since we now have that, we have a place to get that done. I don't know why we would want to risk doing some type of staking thing on the XRPL when we're right around the corner from it all. Let me welcome some people to the stream. Well, let me find this. Where did I post? Let's see if my thing comes up under replies. Oh, okay, cool. Let me see. Let me see. Where is that going to show up? Where I just replied? Is it going to show up under replies? Why even? I need it. Let me see. Do I have time to edit that? Ah, man. Nope. Yeah, why even THINL? That's not great. All right. So let me share this real quick. Real quick. My response after mulling it over. Because I think we're just around the corner for something major. Why screw around? So, here this David's post, I made a reply here. I said, why even think about staking on the XRPL now? Out of the many things you got right, no incentive is the best incentive is just about to be proven massively correct. Don't sacrifice the big picture for vanity metrics. And there's some other vanity things that they're considering. The XRPL is right around the corner to get its biggest shine. It's right around the corner. Congress, DC, it's right around the corner from them getting their act together, man. It's right around the corner. And what I think David is ultimately saying is, I'm open. And a couple of back and forths between him and Ved, a couple of times he kept stating, Joel Katz kept stating, I don't know if it's worth the risk. I don't know if it's worth the risk. I don't know if it's worth the risk. He said that more than once. And for me, like, we're right around the corner. And what made me really start thinking about it is this post from this genius. Let me find it. Let's see. Let me find it first before I share it. Matt Hamilton kind of subtly said, "Yeah, you're a genius." All right, so let me share this post. Share. Let me share this real quick thing. All right, so this is the post from the genius. Holy freaking crap! The XRPL Ledger, all capitals here. The XRPL Ledger generated a whopping $149 in fees in the past 24 hours. This was this genius's post here. And it was 1.8 million transactions. Crypto Arsenal caught it. Like, he gets it. 1.8 million transactions yesterday, and the combined fees were $149. You're just promoting how exceptionally cheap the XRPL is without even realizing it. Without even realizing it. Thank you for your service. That is the whole point of it all. Let me see if I got my post here. Did I share it on X as well? Let me find that before I share. Yeah, there it is. Is that it? Yep. Because I think this is really, really important. People are just like, I don't know, bro. Like, what? What are you talking about? Oh, by the way, happy Generational Wealth Wednesday to each and every one of you. I think it's Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So this is what I said, I man. Everyone's dunking on this screenshot is everyone dunking on this screenshot is reading the XRPL with the wrong mental model. 1.8 million plus transactions in 24 hours, total fees $149. They see no revenue. I see exactly what banks and PSPs, institutions want. Fast, final, and basically free. XRPL was never designed to be an ETH-style fee machine. Fees are anti-spam, not a profit center. No staking rewards, no gas wars, no block reward Ponzi. Just 3 to 5 second settlement, fractions of a penny per transactions, 10 plus years of uptime. That's the product. That is the product. So this whole talk about, trying to do some staking stuff. I mean, I get it. David is pondering things that the post is about. He's just thinking of some stuff. There is actually there was actually a paper written on the no incentive is the best incentive. Actually, the XRPL actually got praised for implementing the model by Micah, as a matter of fact. Institutions don't wake up thinking, how do we pay more gas? They think predictable costs, low latency, regulatory comfortable rails. 1.8 million in transaction for $149 is exactly the slide you show a regional bank or PSP when you pitch the XRPL as a payments ledger, not a casino. And here's the unlock in 2025. XRP holders now have non-custodial yield on Flare networks by way of XRPFi. This is big because everyone, for some reason, just thinks they're the only XRP holder. They forget about their neighbors. They forget about institutions, endowments. They forget about PSPs, banks. Like you say, banks don't hold XRP now, but wait until they do. It's a bigger picture to the XRP holders, not just us, retail. So the XRPL doesn't have to mutate into a yield farm. Why? It doesn't have to do that now. XRPL equals the settlement core. Flare equals the XRP economic engine. FXRP, DeFi, Firelight, etc. 2 layers, 2 jobs. 2 layers, 2 jobs. Picture how a serious player uses this. They keep the bulk of the XRP on the XRPL for payments, liquidity, and treasury. Bridge a slice to Flare to earn yield and DeFi returns in a non-custodial way. Their reward for supporting the XRPL isn't block rewards. It's their off-ledger business working together. Here's what I mean. This is why I'm not panicking about no incentives for XRPL validators. Once DC finally gives us clear rules, The best UNL slant DUNLs, in my opinion, these operators will be banks, PSPs, exchanges, fintechs, just you name it. They will run validators because their business depends on the XRPL working, not because they need 10% staking APRs. They're making all the money on the chain. All the money is being made on the chain because of the awesomeness of the XRPL. So they're going to want that thing to run like a well-oiled machine, big time. And we'll gladly spin up some validator thing. So yeah, laugh at $149 in fees if you want. But if you're thinking like an institution, that screenshot is bullish. Millions of transactions, pennies in fees, a separate L1 Flare to handle yield and DeFi for the same asset. That's not a bug. That's the architecture. If the fees generated were higher, would that lead to better payments? Right? So that $149 fees thing in 24 hours is exactly where the XRPL wants to be. The XRPL is about to get its flowers. I should have said flowers instead of shine. It's about to get its flowers. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And I know the people of Ripple see it. It's right around the corner from getting its flowers, moving anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. Don't sleep on what Ripple and the moves that they've made. They're about to highlight. They're about to highlight this awesomeness that is the XRPL. Don't sleep on the recent acquisitions and how they're building it out. Because, some of these things, the reason why they got to get a lot of these regulated entities is because we don't have regulations in place now, right? So it's right around the corner, man. Clarity Act, market structure bills. For me, it's right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. So don't be even messing around with some staking stuff. It's right around the corner from getting this prowess. The validators are going to be happy because they're running and doing what they're doing for the XRPL because they want it to shine, not because of the fees, not getting themselves in some over-compromised position. And that can happen. And that has happened on Solana. That has happened. I mean, MNV, it just didn't come out of, it's not just some fancy word that came out of nowhere, right? So it happened in Solana, happened in ETH. The XRPL ultimately, it's so close to becoming this public good. I'm just not sure that people are seeing it. It's so close. So close. So, in any case, that's my 2 cents on that whole thing. Don't do this staking thing. The XRP holders are getting what they want. Most of us are getting what we want. Some people still think we need vanity metrics. I don't think we need vanity metrics at all. The XRP holders just need to be able to earn money on their money. The UNL and these validators are doing what they're doing because for the love of seeing this chain win. It is about to win when DC gets their freaking act together and get these laws passed. These institutions they know the prowess of this XRPL. Moving anything of, quote unquote, anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. Their models are about to change forever. Their business models are about to change forever. Forever. And so it's designed the way it's designed. The XRPL is designed the way it's designed for a reason. SMER Surge said, you see Bitwise is going live tomorrow? Yep, I did see that storm. Surge, how are you, my friend? Oh, you mentioned that to Eddie, Iman? I mentioned to Eddie that the XRPL is too robust and too valuable to mess with. Yeah, you don't need, yeah, I mean, I get a little bit of programmability, but this whole trying to do staking, and David's talking about two different layers. One's a ZK and one's some other thing. And I'm thinking, but why, bro? There's no need now. It's being built out for the institutional thing that can become bigger than institutions. And again, less than a penny. It's 3 to 5 seconds. Finality. Look, you can't beat those. Maybe it's going to be a different form of payments and then stable coins, but in the end, this XRPL is a monster, and the institution know it. Again, they're just waiting to get these couple of bills passed, get it law, where they can use it. They can hop on. They can hold XRP. This collateralization of the digital asset XRP is going to be a massive deal. It will become core collateral. The XRP will become core collateral. You can just bet your bottom dollar on it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Core collateral. It will rank up there with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No doubt in my mind about that. None, zero. So there it is, fam. I wanted to share that with you guys because I know we had this big talk. What was it? I did a video about that the Flare proposal, and I get it. That's important. I think that was a nice write up by that doctor. But again, Flare, in my view, Flare Networks needs to focus on XRPFi, win it, make it become the undisputed winner in XRPFi, the undisputed, the multiple belt holder of XRPFi. Let's get that done first. You know what I mean? Let's get that done first. Is my view on that. So I appreciate you guys checking in. Listen, this market is cray cray right now. Hope you guys are staying safe. I think I may do a video on my friend, not my friend, someone I watch on YouTube, who took this $1.5 million short on ETH about 2.5 weeks ago, and he has been proven right. And the thing that I wanted to point out is he can be right, and we could still not be in a bear market, right? Because a bear trend is long enough for someone to take a short and win in the short if they know what they're doing. It doesn't have to be a bear market, right? A bear trend can just last a few weeks, right? It doesn't mean we're in a bear market. And I think a lot of people kind of see it that way. Now, this 4-year cycle thing's got people twisted, in my view. Got people twisted, in my view. It was never a 4-year cycle. It was always the business cycle. It just happened to line up the way that it did. I'm convinced of that now without question. And I think the 88 to going back up to 91 as quick as it did, Bitcoin going down to 88,000, getting back up to 91 as quickly as it did, I think that is a signal. I think that's some alpha there because it was pretty quick. Let's check out CoinGecko here real quick. It's pretty quick. And it's okay. It actually got up to 92.3 for a second. Now it's 90. It's just under 92. So that is interesting to see as well. There was some buying going on at less than 90,000 for sure. And there's probably a few more of the OGs that need to exit. Been holding since God knows how long their Bitcoin. Can you imagine the number of people that there was? I was shocked at the amount of people. I mean, literally cashing out billions of dollars in XRP. I mean, XRP, billions of dollars in Bitcoin. People, not institutions, regular folks. I was shocked at it was like, what? Billions of dollars. God bless them. They were early. They believe and they held. And so for me, they're deserving. They're deserving. They believe and they held. And yeah, to me, it's a bigger success story than the early Google people, in my opinion. And it's just getting started. It's just getting started. So yeah, happy for those folks for sure. What's up next? I don't know. Don't know what Ethereum is going to be. I did something in a Patreon about my conversation with ChatGPT about the potential of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that was 2027 numbers, just so you know. 2027. It's really, really good. 2027. So, in any case, guys, do me a favor and hit that like button if you didn't get a chance to do so on the way in. That'd be awesome. If you could just collapse the chat real quick, go smash the like button, come back and hang out. Do me a favor. If you've been listening to, watching, and hanging out with the Crypto Seeds, if you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.